All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I think we're started. Yeah. Good morning, everyone on Instagram and Facebook. Hello, hello. How is everyone? If you're here, drop a comment. Tell me you're here. Hello, hello. So this is the Monday Awareness Upgrade with Devoted Heart, Lauren. I skipped last week because I was at the spa. So sorry about that. And the week before, just to reflect back on what we talked about what is yours and what is not yours. So as far as like other people and society projecting their energy and their stuff, their constructs onto you. And so noticing if the stuff that you feel is actually what you truly feel and what you truly believe, or if it's something that you have taken on from somebody else. And it's interesting for even for me to reflect on that from 2 weeks ago. I remember like exactly what I was going through that kind of led me and inspired me to share that content. So this week I want to talk about aloneness. So being alone. If you have any reflections from the previous thing about noticing what's yours and what's not, we did this mudra, if you recall, that has to do with protecting your own energy and kind of like clearing everything else out. So if you have any reflections on that, please share. And today I want to talk about aloneness. So welcome everyone who's joining. So I remember my high school English teacher when we were studying, I don't know, some period of literature and reading poetry, saying that it's the human condition for everyone to be alone in their own mind. And at the time, even I understood that, even though I feel like there was a lot of things that I didn't understand and a lot of wisdom that I had yet to connect with. But even at the time, because I felt very alone in high school, I suffered from some depression and I don't know, whatever, some like growing pains sort of stuff. So I definitely felt very alone and sad and kind of depressed at times. And when he said that, I remember feeling like, oh, wow, like that's true. And so it's interesting because we're all alone in our own minds, and simultaneously we can feel the connectivity of us all being alone in our own minds, as that is the human condition. So you're simultaneously alone with your thoughts in a certain sense, and in a certain sense you are, your situation and your body and your mind and but you're also connected in that aloneness even. And in yoga philosophy, we understand that the mind is something temporary and the thoughts are something temporary. So whatever it is that you're thinking and feeling is constantly changing. So even the feeling of aloneness that you might be feeling very in the depths of at any given moment, it's going to wash over you, because there's moments, and you can probably recall moments in your life where you felt very connected. You felt not alone in a way. So that's kind of, I think, the first trick or tool that's offered to us by the yogic philosophy and approach and path, is to remember that everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. So the way that I'm feeling right now, the thoughts that I'm having right now are all going to change, are all moving through me. Okay? And then also this idea of the illusion of separateness. And this is a teaching that really resonated with me from Ram Dass. He has like a whole talk and lots of teachings about the illusion of separateness. So we all feel like, sad and depressed and anxious, and we also feel competitive and very much overemphasizing the ego, the individuality of our nature, because we are only looking at the ways that we are separate and not the ways that we are connected. Okay, so we are ecologically connected on this planet in very clear ways, and we are also energetically connected. Okay, so the nature of the heart, the nature of life, the breath carries the life, and it's moving through us, and it's moving through each of us. So we are ecologically connected on the planet. We are living here, we are doing something together, and we are interwoven in that sense. And then also the energy of the heart, the life force that's moving through us, is connected. So we can remember that and dissolve into it in certain moments and kind of offer all of the stuff that feels heavy and that feels separate and that it feels like we're stuck with it and it's this big weight on our shoulders. We can offer that to the divine. I've been reading this book lately. I might have shared with some of you who are potentially watching. I've been reading this book lately about abundance and looking at all the problems and the beliefs and the mindset that prevents us from experiencing abundance and allowing abundance into our lives. And she suggests in this book, it's called It's Not Your Money by Tasha Silver. And she suggests making a God jar, or the divine or the universe or whatever your language is around that, but some jar, some receptacle where you put all of the stuff that is blocking you and you're just offering it to the divine. So it's not yours. You're not stuck with it. It's something that's collectively felt. So even though the specifics of your situation might be unique in a certain sense, you are unique in a certain sense, the themes, the patterns, the energy that moves through all of us is very much shared. So if you boil it down to, okay, I'm thinking this and I'm in this situation and this person said that, if you boil it down and boil it down and boil it down, it's something that somebody else feels as well. Okay, it might take a little while to get there, or it might be pretty obvious that, you're just feeling aloneness, you're feeling sadness, you're feeling whatever it is, you're feeling overwhelmed. So that is something that is very much shared, and there's lots of themes and patterns that are very much shared, that even though it feels like you're alone, you are not. And so you get to offer all of that stuff to the divine, offer all of that stuff to the collective in remembrance that you are connected, and also in remembrance that the things that you feel and think are changing, are washing over you. So we'll sit for a minute or so and just kind of breathe. I'm going to offer a mudra. And I actually can't remember the name of this mudra. I forgot to look it up. I'll share it later on in the comments. But it's for the crown chakra. So the crown chakra, the top of the head, is our interconnected nature to everything. So this is the energy that is it's like centered around you and your body and your individuality, but it's very much connected to everything, to oneness, to the universe, to others, to life force, to love, whatever your language is around that. So the top of the head, the lightest of the chakras, the most subtle of the energies. The mudra for this, and you may have practiced before this mudra. I correspond this with the heart, okay, but it's like a lotus flower. The heels of the hands and the pinkies and thumbs are connected. And then if you bloom it open and actually separate the pinkies and the thumbs like this, it might be called Ananta. I'll double check, okay? But this is for the crown, okay? So this is very much about interconnectedness, oneness, life, love, all the stuff that's moving through all of us. So you can hold it at whatever height is comfortable. I can't really hold it any lower than my throat, but you can hold it up as high as you want. I'll try to make myself in a reasonable view at the same time. And so you're just dropping into oneness, to the interconnected nature of everything, dissolving the illusion of separateness. You can let your eyes close if that feels okay, if that's appropriate for what you're doing. Dissolving your separateness, acknowledging any feeling of being alone, and let it be part of a collective feeling. So you're allowed to feel it. It's also allowed to be temporary. And you also get to acknowledge that you're not the only one feeling this. And if there's an action to take, perhaps reaching out to connect to someone, or putting on your, list of priorities, creating community, creating connection, nourishing friendships, relationships, then perhaps do that. But this is also just for you, right now, for you, without a particular action, but just with the energy of dissolving separateness, breathing into the heart space, feeling these little antennas of the fingertips reaching out to all life, while at the same time feeling your body root down into the earth. Let your throat be soft. So the breath and the life force can move with ease through you. And then start to dissolve the mudra. You can bring your hands to a prayer shape. You can bring your hands to your heart center. Just acknowledging all that you feel, while also letting the feelings be a little bit soft, a little bit fuzzy around the edges, so that they can move. Anything that you'd like to offer to the divine, anything that you'd like to dissolve from separateness into oneness, and feel free to let that move through you. Feel free to speak it out loud. Anything that is making you feel separate or stuck. And then letting the eyes open if they haven't already, blinking in the light. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope that was of service to someone. Let me know in the comments any thoughts, reflections, any questions. And I'll see you next week for the Monday awareness upgrade. Thank you.